Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Aquan's Town Hall number 41. It's the 26th of November, and we have another round of updates to share with our lovely community. As usual,
Hi
it's
everyone.
a few minutes for people to join and join the standby Mark and Fensmaker. Let's just make sure links are out. Yeah, link is out. Thank you, Rachel. We're starting to get some mild form of winter over here in Qatar. It was finally around 20 degrees Celsius. How's it? How's the weather in Japan, Mark?
It's weird. Like on Friday was 24 degrees, like t-shirt weather. Today was like 12. Tuesday will be again 22, and then Wednesday will be 12 again. So it's a
Wow.
bit all over the place, but clearly overall it's getting towards the colder weather.
Nick, I feel it would be redundant to ask about how cold it is in Canada right now.
It's around -5. Things have iced over and snowed over now.
I can't imagine surviving in that kind of weather. Hi everyone. Hi, Think Mike Fly. Hi, Craig Foxers Davis. Yeah, Craig is sharing. It's freezing over there as well. Yeah, for me, it's starting to get colder indoors. Outdoors, it's still kind of okay. We still have the ACs on from the summer, so ACs on and colder weather outside means you get pretty cold. All right, we will start in a minute. One of the fun things we have in the winter is we start to wear colored versions of these, which are a bit warmer. So there's a shawl pashmina style thing of this one, and there's wool thobes, which actually use the same wool as suits. So we buy the same textile as suits, and we make these out of that. But indoors, it's just not as cold, so usually not needed. All right, let's start. So as usual, well, this is supposed to say audio visuals. Apologize, but we're gonna cover the audio visual updates, development, marketing, and AMA following the same format. This might be shorter than usual town hall. On the audio visual side, the automated rider animation tool that we've made twice actually. The new version, the outputs have already been accepted. We've reviewed them. The earlier version had some issue with the canter and the fast gallop, but we've fixed those and we're happy with how they look. I'm going to show you guys a little bit how the animations look, and I hope the frame rate will do them justice. What this gives us is a much quicker way to implement all of the animations we need for the jockeys. Hopefully this transfers over well for the jockey skins. If not, we'll figure out what needs to be adjusted there. But for now, the focus is on the mainline jockeys, the important ones for this stage. The next step after this, well, we've already tested these outputs in Unity, and thankfully they import pretty well, aside from textures. But we need to make sure that the textures are applied correctly, so they show the right colors, etc., and to make sure that the implementation works well in the Unity and Babylon pipeline. But this is a great outcome, actually. It's really good. Sound effects, we already reviewed the full list of sound effects that were produced for us. Some need revision, revisions have already been requested. They're being worked on right now. There's a new race intro sequence that we've asked and has been created, not finalized. Might need to do some review, highly likely, but we also need to do still the race result sequence in the 3D scene. That's what I'm talking about here. And the new camera system, or rather the camera system has some automation requirements. We've already defined the scope and the logic, but it needs to be implemented. I think the team went a little bit crazy in optimizing a certain sequence. I think what was missed was that sequence was done with specific timings, whereas races actually have very variable timings. So we need to automate that so that it always matches the timing instead of. The good thing is we have a reference now to look at and derive the logic kind of from, but we also already have written that logic, so it's now just up to being implemented for that. I will switch over to the animations. I hope this is smooth. So this is in Unity. After a very, very quick switch to the textures, this is River on his gallop animation. I'm not sure whether the frame rate is decent. And then this is with the correct texture applied. This is in Unity after imported, and maybe just 2 minutes of setup for textures. I'm going to show some more. These are without the textures implemented, but this is the idle. I'm showing a variety. So you're going to see them in pink because the textures are not applied here correctly, but I just wanted to show you quickly how it looks. So this is, and I show a variety. So this is Rocky in the idle pose. This is with the head turn with Malik. And we've applied, you can see the stirrups and the reins are being held, and this is generated by the same thing. So Yukio with the step, again, respecting the reins and the stirrup positions. This is the walk with Lizzie. This is the trot with Faye. It's the canter with Cornelius. A gallop with Guerrero. And then we have a fast gallop with Anara, which is like a final stretch kind of animation. So just wanted to share these. I hope the frame rate was decent. And we move on to development updates.
Hey, David Anderson, where is the dev? I'm here. Hello. So basically, the blockchain part is really like 99% complete, and we're for the racing, and we're just basically making sure we're plugging it into the app and finding out if everything aligns perfectly, and then we're just fixing stuff. So we're doing rapid iteration of integration of everything that has to do with the race list and the races, and fixing little things and adjustments. So we're doing back and forth between the blockchain dev and the front end dev, and this is getting very close to working. So on the I wrote the words. Well, let me say the first one. So we're implementing the usage of backend filters. In our first implementation, the filters were being done on the front end, which forces you to receive all races and then filter it down to whatever you need. But we put the filters in the back end, which is much better. So the database only returns what you need. So we're implementing that. So just using that correctly, basically, which is the right way to do it. And then on the blockchain part, we have a dev demo website, which is basically a really ugly form with a bunch of buttons that you can just try and like send a horse into a race, get the results back, get your horse back and everything. So you can try all the functions without having the real web app. So that works already. The race workflow works over there. So we're just basically implementing all of that in the nice UI and going function by function and getting that working. And there was a little, there's actually a lot more rollbacks than I thought on the blockchain. You guys don't need to know about that, but basically the blockchain forks for a second there, and then two competing branches get quickly resolved into a single one. But that happens all the time. But if you're on the wrong fork, the fork that goes away, that can create problems. So if you're dealing with the blockchain as your backend and you're looking at every block as they come in, you will be facing a lot of those little forks that have to be resolved correctly when the blockchain resolves itself, which happens constantly and very quickly. And you guys usually don't care about that because you don't confirm a transaction at the same block that you receive it, right? You wait a few blocks so that it already got resolved, but we're dealing with live blocks, and so we had that trouble with rollbacks, and so we fixed the problem with that, which is a tiny tech issue that you guys will never have to know about except here, but that did cause a little problem where we were in a deadlock where because the future forked and we didn't have the right way to resolve it back and go forward for the race list. So that's done. Something you just expect to work, but caused us a little bit of an issue. So that's where we're at. You can see in the bottom right a little screenshot of the dev races that we've created on the back end, basically on the blockchain, and now we're finally showing them in the app, which is great. They don't make sense, so the name is wrong, the surface is wrong, but it doesn't matter. It shows the filter, shows the name, shows the race, shows the surface, a bunch of things. So that's getting closer and closer to live. We have a good way to also push a real, not a real, but reasonable schedule on the blockchain, which we will do so that we can show a reasonable schedule in the app coming from the blockchain. David,
we've closed that. We've closed that loop, right, Nick? As in, we now can publish a list of races, but we also now can view that list of races on the web.
Exactly.
That's already working. It's a big milestone, I'd say. And just to maybe help clarify to everyone, like, what's the next parts remaining for us so that we can do a full cycle, let's say, internal testing?
Yeah.
And as in, what else do we need to do? I think it's
we need to get
implementing the features of the joining races, etc.
Exactly. So you click on a race, you get the race info and details, then you can join the race. So making a transaction to join the race. Then
rather not even making, but just hooking it up and as per the demo.
Well, hooking it up, then clicking, then getting the transaction open, signing it, sending your horse into the smart contract, then having the race resolve and get your horse back, right, with your rewards. So that's the whole workflow. It's not hard, so that's the next step that we're going to do. That's what we're currently working on, basically. Great. And it's true, my face is not showing on YouTube. That's pretty weird.
I can see it on the streaming app. It's just frozen.
Yeah, but I went on YouTube and my face is black. Well, I'm I'm actually just streaming in the dark. That's what's happening.
Sad. Marketing, Marek.
Oh, so a few updates. As December is kind of a special month for us. So first of all, we'll have yet another invitational. This time we'll do registration via Google form in the Discord, and we want to make it a bit different with more prizes. So do look out for the updates. They should be coming soon, as we plan the execution early in December. We'll also do a Christmas giveaway for the Santa and Reindeer Relax skin. We still have few of those. They're very limited, but we didn't give away all of them. So there will be opportunity for that. And then we are planning something for the second Mint anniversary that is coming in a few weeks. We'll keep the owners updated in regards to the giveaway. So definitely be on the lookout. There'll be a few things happening. And then I think the next slide is the calendar for December, as we'll be releasing it in a few days. So as I said, the invitational registration will be in the first week. The final will be on the 17th. We will skip the second town hall of December just because it's Christmas and New Year and all that stuff. So we felt like we will do one in the beginning of the month and then likely another one at the very beginning of the new year, the first Sunday. So that's all from the marketing side.
Perfect. Thank you, Mark. I don't think I've seen any new posts for AMA. Let me see if there's anything that's fresh. I don't think I see anything. There is a question from Escobar earlier about signing via Ledger. It was answered in text, but just for everyone's info. So basically, the current workaround that we have that uses a transaction that cannot be signed will no longer be required for hardware wallets, so people will be able to sign normally with hardware, or at least with Ledger. But we'll decide when to switch over, I think, when it's ready, if this supports all the hardware wallets, or at least enough of them. Yeah, let me see if there's anything on the YouTube chat. Looks like no more questions. Thank you so much to the audience. Like I said, it was a bit of a quick town hall. I hope you guys enjoyed the update. We look forward to seeing you guys in the next town hall. I think as we get closer to the internal testing, we're also getting closer to a private testnet and the mainnet after that. So we look forward to being able to commit to some specific dates on these once it's clear that we're ready for them. But thank you so much for joining us. Danny Girl, you just joined towards the end, but it's great to see you here. You, anybody who's not been able to catch the stream from the beginning, it's available on our YouTube channel. Thank you for everyone who tuned in, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. This is Fahad signing out.